In this slide, you can see the healthcare indicators, the expenditure that is done in some countries. It's valid for 2016. Pay attention to this. It doesn't mean that it's much changed since then. It might change within a parameter of range of 10% here or there. I don't think that it matters so much because anyway, for 2018, I think the numbers are not ready yet, or were not ready in the beginning of the year when we did this research. But you can get an idea that in the state of Romania, the situation is that in 2016, the government has spent 432 euros per year per person on health. And you have here other numbers to show what happened in the United Kingdom, for example. And you can see the difference. So it's almost 10% or even less than sorry, a bit more than 10% from the annual expenditure. It's very, very little. And as you can see, you can probably see that the red part of is showing the Central Eastern European numbers as opposed to the west side of the. Now, I don't want to be cruel because almost in every parameter that you are comparing the Central as Eastern Europe to Germany, it's a little bit unfair. We all know that there is a degree of unfairness to compare England, which is a country that has a big history of health, which, by the way, in the recent years has been dropping a bit, but to Romania, that has been under the hammer of the medical regime for 50 years, and then after it's been released, we all found the medical system in its ruins, and ever since then it did not recover much because the amount of money that we need in order to recover the health system is huge. So I'm not angry at the government that they are spending only 430 euros per year per person, which is really ridiculous. If you call the doctor and say, "Good morning, doctor," and there should be a doctor on the other side to pick up the telephone call, that is already a cost of 400 euros. So where is MRI? Where is emergency? Where is hospitalization? Where is blood test? Where is X-ray? Where is consultations? Where is operations? So hear me out now. The heart of the problem, which I would like to see just fading away, is the habit of the thinking that the Romanian government is the master of our health. The responsibility on the public health is on the government. This is okay, but it's not okay that the government is responsible for my health. The responsibility for my health has to be with me, has to be mine. And if you just stop somebody in the street and randomly ask him, "Who's responsible for your health?" he will say the government. And that is the difference in the philosophy of how people treat the healthcare issues in the west side of the continent and in the east side of the continent. And it's a crucial thing. And this becomes a very serious problem when the government is not telling the truth. The truth should have been that the government would come to the public and say, "If you want better health, we can give you, just pay the taxes for it, that's it." It's very simple. The idea that the Romanian government is trying to perform is to keep this promise. I know a very big professor who was a minister of health in your country, who is calling this the big lie. The big lie is that the Romanian government is still saying, "I'm responsible for your health," and it knows how to keep the public in some kind of a continuous hope that things will get better. This is not true. Nothing can get better. If you look at the numbers, if you look at the budget, if you look at the growing need, the amount of aging population in the society, and the growth and demand of high-class health on the public money, please explain to me from where are they going to generate the funds that are going to recover, restore, renew, refurbish the health system. So when they see that they cannot answer this question, they have trick number two. They say, we are reforming. We are creating a reform. And this reform, as you all know, and I'm sure you remember, is going with us for years and has been in the headlines, on the internet. The government has done reforming already many times, almost in any country. And this reform has no end. And after the reform is finished, you find out that actually nothing changed, or even if major rules have changed and new laws and many things are different, the practice for the citizen on a day-to-day basis is the same. You are going to the doctor and you have a difficulty to get an appointment. If you need some imaging procedure, you might need to wait something like 6 months or 4 months. And that sometimes is going on with suffering or pain or life risk. And so you see that there isn't any progress. So it's about time to look for something else. As we know, the budget is not going to arrive. As we know that soon nothing is about to happen. That the miracle that everything is going to be okay will not happen. Now let's add to this equation the recent COVID-19 story, which is going to put a very, very heavy additional burden on the same system that arrived to this crisis already lagging and under a lot of pressure. So somebody can tell me from where this money is going to come from. So obviously this is impossible. So therefore, I'm sorry to tell you that the only solution that is known to mankind in this situation is private health insurance. That's the only solution, because it is the only way that the individual, for a reasonable amount of payment, can take the responsibility over his own health, and if needed, he can have the support of a big insurance organization that can pay off for anything that he needs, and then when he will be able to get service in real time, and anywhere in the place of his choice.